Good morning, this is Kim McGillis coming you live from Regina. It is presently, I think 11:10 approximately, Central Time. If you're back home in Ontario, it is lunchtime. Shout out to my husband, who I miss dearly, who is in Ontario this week. Yeah, what's been your great weekend? What have you done? Has it been productive? I would love to know. If you're catching the replay, please say hello. Please say where you're from. I'm changing my device a little bit. I keep doing these things like often, so we'll see how it goes for today. I removed the Christmas tree back here. I feel like I need like a plant or something. Hi Fran, how are you? How was your weekend? Now we're all starting to pop up. I'm playing with a new collection today. I do want to do a recap today about Friday's card, just because when we left, and you know, when I start looking at the cards, something didn't feel quite right and I needed to adjust it just to make it perfect. So I'm going to show you that just before we start with our new collection today. It is the first Monday of January, and what happens on the first Monday of January, there's a color fuser blog hop, and today my inspiration is a little bit based off of that. I had to follow specific colors, so you'll get to see a little bit of a variety. You'll see a little bit of the card that I had to do, and also a little bit of adjustment just to make it like I wanted as well. So you'll get to see that. So lots of fun, exciting thing. Tomorrow is January 7th for us, for the customers. You can now shop starting tomorrow the mini catalog. So I am going to show 2 or 3 products from the January-April mini catalog for our card today, and I'm also showing 3 products from Celebration that starts also tomorrow. So you'll get to see that on our actual card. So you're getting to see a bunch of new things. Okay, so I will put the screen down, and I'm just going to talk about last week's card just briefly. I had promised I was going to do that, so I am. So I'm just going to tweak a couple of things here. It is snowing this morning, very gray, which is a little hard because I have to do a lot of photography today, and when it's gray outside, you get that bluish tone. So hopefully you guys don't get that bluish tone this morning. So, okay, I'm just gonna log in. When my husband's away, I do not sleep at all. So it's been like I couldn't fall asleep last night, so I'm exhausted today. I'll need a second coffee or something. While I get you guys going, please let me know if you could see our screen. There it is. Perfect. I'm on. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just going to turn this around. Okay, so let's talk about last Friday. So I made this card last Friday, and then when I always do my photos after. I should do them actually before, and something wasn't quite right. So I did make a couple of changes. So one of you asked me, I guess this weekend, what I had done. So I did use the petal pink ribbon. I left it there, but the only difference is I decided to use my real red dark stamping blend. And the reason why I did that is because I found that it stood out way too much when it was in the petal pink for this type of card. And I did not remove it or anything at all. Like, I didn't do anything special to the card except just color right on top. So if ever you're doing Friday's card, just take your real red stamping blend and go on ahead and just color it. Same thing for this bow. It was already done. I just colored on top. I grabbed it from here and then just moved it below because I just felt that it was too busy there. And then the leaves from the Marbled Elegance bundle or Sweet Collection, these I just set 2 on one side and 1 on the other, and that was just to balance it off. And then the last thing that I've changed on it is I just wanted a bigger, bolder greeting. So I did use the one that was included with the stamp set that is part of the Marbled Elegance Suite collection. So that's the only thing, and this is in real red as well. So sometimes, you know what, we're not happy with a card, and I was just not happy with it, and I needed to tweak it a little slightly. So the changes was the color of the ribbon, very simple, the greeting, and then I just replace my images slightly. So that's the only thing I did. So I am moving on to another collection, but there is going to be a full card class with these two bundles together. It's going to include different things, so you'll get to see that a little bit later. So now for the chit chat, let me just push this aside. Now enough for the chit chat. Can you guess which collection I'm using today? So for the color fuser, we were only limited to Smoky Slate, Balmy Blue, as well as Blueberry Bushel. So I am still going to keep that color theme going. The only thing is, now that we're here together today, I am going to add a little bit of Daffodil Delight. So can you guess which collection I'm going to be creating with? It's from the Celebration mini catalog, and it does start tomorrow. So on page 6, there is the cutest little stamp set called Friendly Seagulls. So I just thought, when we had this color challenge, it was like, oh, it looks a lot like winter, but really I'm not in a winter type of mood anymore. I want to move on. So then I thought of these little guys. And what we're going to be doing today is, I haven't used these in years. I'm going to be using my blender pens, which I didn't do on my original card, but I just thought it would be a great idea that we use these. This is like one of the first techniques that I learned 18 years ago. Hello, Annette. Good morning from Petawawa, Ontario. That's not too far from my home in Ontario. So anyways, if ever you use regularly your blender pens, let me know. I would really like to know that. Or if you've never used them before, then we're going to get to use them together today. So I think honestly, I haven't used these in 18 years, I think. But anyways, so we are going to go and create with this. I'm also going to be using these sequins, and these are also part, they're called these are all also part of the Celebration catalog. So you can get them for free when you order for $75 in Canada. So they're called Purple Adhesive Back Sequins. They are on page 10 and 11 of the catalog. So we are using those as well. And then lastly, I'll get to show you, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for our card today, but I will show it used with my card from the color fuser. And it's this beautiful Fresh Freesia ribbon, and this one is also part of Celebration, and you can earn for free. It's one of my favorites because it's all crispy. I just love it. Good morning, Paul. I hope you are well. So let's get going with our cards. So for the base, I am going to use Smoky Slate, and it is a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So that's our first piece. And then I've just gone ahead here, and the measurements are actually on my blog, so you'll be able to go back and go grab those measurements if ever you want to duplicate my card today. This is also a piece of basic white cardstock, and this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's just going to go and layer right here. So you can pop it if you want, or you may not. So just going to add some dimensionals and just make it stand out. And we're just going to add it right here. Perfect. There we have it. It could be a little straighter. I stamp and craft when I'm doing lives with because I don't want my head in the camera, so I push it off. Here we go. This is a lot better. This piece here is 3.5 by 4.5, and it's just gonna layer right in the middle here. But before we do that, now's the fun part. I'm using a new embossing folder, and the embossing folder is called Soft Waves 3D Embossing Folder. It is part of that new catalog from January to April. So you could order that starting tomorrow. So this piece is just gonna go right in here, and we're gonna create some waves. Now I'm trying to decide, am I doing waves this way? No, I want to do, since it's a piece that's going on the vertical side, I wanna do my waves like this. So this is how it's gonna go. I sometimes try to align it with the Stampin' Up line, but because it's waves, it's not too bad, but I do like to align it a little bit here. So let's do that. And we need our plate number 1 and our plate number 4. So I don't know if you're a demonstrator, if you've pre-ordered this, if you're planning on pre-ordering this. So this part is just gonna layer right in here. Just gonna bring this a little closer so you get to see the look that I want. So because I had to use balmy blue, I grabbed the piece, it's called Beautiful, oh my gosh, how am I gonna say this? Bouquet, is that how you say it? Somebody please correct me. I know you can't speak, you're just watching, but anyways, I will ask Chris if that's the way that we're supposed to say it. But it is part of the January to April catalog, and it has beautiful tones, and I did go with the balmy blue color. So my piece is 2.25 by 4, and this piece is just gonna layer right on top here. So I am gonna take my snips, and by the way, I simply adore my new ribbon snips. They're very like sturdy and stiff, so I have to put them aside. I'm not gonna use the ribbon scissors for here, but like I was so in need of a new pair. I'm just slanting just slightly in the middle. And then on the opposite side. Same thing here. And then we're just gonna layer this on right here. So we have that piece right here. Now I'm gonna go in the annual catalog, and in the annual catalog, there's dies called textured floral dies. So it has a bunch of different patterns. And there's one of them that I decided to use for our project today. So just gonna slide this here, and this is the image. We'll need 2 of these. I've already pre-cut one, so it would go a lot faster. Now, you have the option of using your stamping blends to add some specks of colors, or just leave them white. So for this card, I am gonna leave it white, and for the previous card that I made, I did add some specks of color, so you'll get to see both. And then this is the branch that's just gonna lay here, right like this. So with my scrap piece, I'm just gonna stamp a couple of seagulls, and with that, you're gonna be using your Tuxedo black ink. So I did forget to take that one out. One of them has already been pre-cut, so at least I have this one right here. And then I'll just stamp another one. And then we'll cut that one as well. So is this a collection that you would have ordered, or you're like, nah, that's not my style at all. I am not using or ordering these. I would love to know. It has cute greetings as well, so that's kind of fun. So one of my tricks is to just stamp them all at once by adding them all. And then here we go. Just gonna do a couple little fish right here. So how cute is that? And now I'm just gonna go, so we already have this one. I'm just gonna go with the other one. If ever you're commenting or you have questions for me, I might have to answer a little later. I could see a couple, I think the last message I see is about Paul saying hello, so I don't know why Facebook does that sometimes. So fussy cutting it is. If you're not a fussy cutter, there's other options, and we're going to be doing other cards this week. So and what I like to do is just move my paper around. And its little feet. And then following this, we're going to take our blending pens. And one little cut right here. Now I want to go just in between his little legs. So who's excited about celebration starting tomorrow? Are you still crafting winter cards, or are you more like into the new stuff? I would love to know. I actually posted this weekend and I was asking everyone what they were working on, and I love everything that you've posted, the beautiful projects and cards. It was very impressive, and I think I still have to go back to catch some of your cards. But it's kind of fun to see, like I have one of the downlines that had said that she was still doing a Christmas card, but it was her last one. And then she just got her new orders. So some people are just waiting on their orders before they could start creating more springish stuff. I was explaining to Chris how celebration is such a fun time during the year. I'm also cutting the two largest fishies or fish. This set also has French fries, seashells, but because my color challenge was in the blues, I said to myself, why not make tropical fish? So both of my seagulls will have some tropical fish. So here we have them. And before I take out my blends, I am gonna color with my, before I take out my blending pens, I'm gonna take out the Daffodil Delight. This is the light one, and I'm just gonna color. I wanted a bolder look, so I am gonna color his beak and his little feet. And then we'll do the other one as well. I could just sit here and silence and color all morning. Perfect. So we have these two. And now, okay, for me, it's a bit of a challenge to press some ink, but try to press on each side to get some in your lid. I don't know, my hands are not very strong, so you could also take your palm. That would work too. So Lucy said the last time she crafted was just before Christmas. I've been reorganizing since. So since you are watching me live, Lucy, I just want to say you are the lucky winner from Friday's draw. So you'll be getting an extra gift for commenting and sharing. So I just needed to message you, but I do have your address, so it's going to be easy for me. So now I'm just pulling some of the color. And why I love to use the pens is you could go lighter. So if you haven't used these in a while, you'll want to take them out for the seagull. I find it looks a lot better. I'll show you the difference with the other images. And then I'm just gonna do the little wings as well. I'm gonna say here, it's been so cold, like cooler than ever. Like if I remove my gloves when I'm walking the dog, my hands freeze. My lips are super dry. So like I'll bundle up, I'll get dressed and everything, and I do enjoy going outside, but this is pretty cool. Like we were in the minus 30s. It is gonna warm up though this week, so that's pretty exciting. And I'll show you the difference after, so you'll get to see which one you prefer. And I know sometimes it's a little different when we go on video compared to an image or a photo, but I'm just going under their wings and adding like a little bit of shadow. So you could add some shadowing as well. Okay, so, and you could play and add a little bit more however you want. So lots better than the other one. So this was fun. Now I am gonna use for my fish the light balmy blue. Because I do want them to stand out. We could also add some Wink of Stella to make them a little shinier since they're tropical fish. Here we go. And I'm gonna go back with my blending, and we're just gonna add a little shadow on the fishies right here. Okay, so that's done. Okay, thank you, Fran. Whew. She's saying she just checked on Google and they say bouquet. Bouquet, 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 bouquet. So that's good. That's great that you were able to Google it just to see. So look how cute these are. Just simply adorable, right? So these are just gonna go laid right here. And we're gonna put some fish in their mouth, and I do like tuck in perfectly in there. So you'll get to see them like this. Whoops, it just flipped. But like this, some sort of, how adorbs is this? So I also have that black and cream gingham. So I'm thinking of adding like a little bow right on top here. And if you don't want to use that, you could use like just simply this white thread or twine would be cute too. So if ever you want to keep it more neutral, you could do that as well. Ooh, it's a school snow day, Kathleen is saying. Ooh, where is that? I would love to know that. So if we wanted to, we could just go in here and tweak the baker's twine around and then just tie a cute bow. So that would be fun as well. I love that I'm using these soft colors this morning. even if it's so gray out there. This morning, I was like, couldn't remember how to tie a regular bow. It sounds silly, but I've been doing double bows so often that I was like, okay, how do you do this again? It's pretty funny. So here we have it. And now we're gonna start assembling our card to assemble it. Let's fluff that here. Perfect. So I'm gonna go on this side. We're gonna use some dimensionals. We're gonna start popping it up. If you want, you could also add some blue in the background. I'm just doing a white on white, but if you want to, you could always use your blending brush and add some balmy blue. And then it's just gonna go right here in the center, right like this. And now I'm just gonna add this piece. This one is just gonna go, we're gonna go a little lower, like in the center. And it has beautiful, like this, I'll use these little pieces, but you could also use the opposite side. Both are stunning. And we're just gonna center that right here. And I'm gonna use some mini glue dots because I don't want them to lay flat. I do want them to stand out. So this part is just gonna tuck right in here. We're gonna tuck our second piece. Hopefully it's gonna brighten up outside and I'll be able to take some beautiful photos, but so far very gray here. So here we have our two pieces. And now I'm gonna add a dimensional behind our little bird. The fish, I suggest that you use the mini glue dots since it's so delicate. So just add a bunch of mini, so wherever you have all your dots here, you could just do a bunch and then grab them one at a time. And then we're gonna open his mouth. Here's the fish. I just need to show you. How cute is that? And then the other side, we're gonna add a second bird, and this one is just watching. So let's set him right here. And then let's add his little fish in his mouth. So like I said, this is part of celebration. You could order from me starting tomorrow. I'm still not done. And then when you order for $75, you could pick this. So today I used the fish, but you could also do the fries. You could do the seashells. So, hey friend, I love you more than French fries, chips, whichever. I've already gone ahead and stamped in black the Hey Friend. I did it in the Versamark, and then I just added the brilliant white wow powder to this step ahead. And then we could just add it right here. And then we have another step to do. Could we use smoke slate and stamp it on smoke slate? Absolutely. So a couple of options. If you prefer adding more black, you could do more black and add this bow. If you want to keep it a little more neutral, then you could just go with this one. Let's cut. Ooh, I didn't use my right scissors. Let's cut this part right here. And now the sequins are here. And they are also free with a $75 order. And then we could add a couple, either offset. I do like to use large and small. And we could just add a couple or lots, whichever you want. I do kind of like the simplicity of this little string might need to be a little longer, but I do love the simplicity of having the lighter color, but you could also do the bow, but it's just we don't see our bird, so the bow would have to actually be a lot smaller. So that too, like you'll see me maybe switch things around once I start playing with it and then I see the photo. It's what tells me normally which ones I should do. So I'm going to show you another version. This one uses blueberry bushel, and that's exactly the reason why the beaks are not colored is because I was doing a color challenge. And then for the ribbon here, I just took that new ribbon from Celebration called Fresh Frisia. And because the blueberry bushel is so dark, I actually used the lighter one. I was able to color so it would meet my color challenge. So Lucy's saying that she loves everything about this card, the color choice, the design, it's beautiful. It's very unfortunate that I can't fussy cut. So an option for you, Lucy, is use any shape dies. You know how I like to use shape dies? And I could maybe show you an alternate version where we just would put a shape right there, and then you could just stamp the bird on there. So Tracy's saying that the seagulls are making her homesick for her Ontario cottage. Actually, I was homesick because I was telling Chris, I so want to go home, and I am going home in Ontario. I'll have 3 classes in Ontario. So I do love this color choice. You'll see it added today on my blog, and we'll find some solutions, Lucy. I'm going to make you fall in love with the seagulls this week, and we will be doing some with no fussy cutting. You know how my brain goes a mile a minute. So, and for the color challenge, I did add some little specks here of blueberry bushel. So that's one of the things, but I do love this one, and it's starting to look great. I might play around and do the Hey Fran on smoky slate. I want to see the difference of both. I do like to do things like that, but I just wanted to show you kind of a little shabby chic look of this card today. And there you could do simple, you could do complicated, whichever one you want. But I found that it was fun today to take out the blending pens. This has more, this one was using the stamping blends, and I just found it was too straight, like too, as for here, there's a lot more shading and shadows, so I preferred that. I could also go back once again in the other one, but I did want to show you both options so you get to see, okay, no, I want more shading. So then if we go around his wing, we could add a lot more shading here, and then maybe some right on top, but then you'll have some part that whites, but I feel taking out these pens is going to be a lot better. So give it a try if you haven't taken them out in a while. And don't hesitate. You know what? I would order pretty fast. You never know. Sometimes some things sell out, even if it's part of Celebration. I've seen Stampin' Up over the years adding like new products because they ran out. But so if there's something that you really want, I wouldn't hesitate to jump right on. Anyways, this one is definitely my favorite. It's just so adorable. Hope I've inspired you today, and we'll catch each other again tomorrow at 11, and I'll have more cards with the Friendly Seagulls Stamp Set. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.